So we're going to talk about Tomochain because people have been asking. So when to invest? Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. If you are new, obviously subscribe, hit the bell button, like, comment, and I'll give you a courtesy wave. Hi. On the screen, Learning Crypto Limited. That is my company, by the way. If you're wondering why I keep promoting courses and stuff, it's an accredited course. We are starting a YouTube channel. So every Monday, a little bit of analysis from Premium. That is free to try if you want to jump in. There's a little bit of analysis going on. There will be explainer videos. There will be free lessons going on here. There'll be loads of stuff as well as, well, cinegraphic sort of footage of events, but we can't do that due to some little bug going around. But feel free to jump in and subscribe if you are, and I mean this, genuinely interested in learning cryptocurrency, not just like going on YouTube and going, that looks good, I'll buy that. Learning how to buy correctly, learning how to store things correctly. Instead of just asking me comments, there's free courses on here. There's a free 4-hour course if you want to jump in, and everything else is accredited. You can get an accreditation certificate for doing it. So there we go. So, hi, Tomochain, let's talk about it. So, social sentiments are going through the roof. I have been asked a few questions on the likes of my Twitter, follow me, and also other exchanges in terms of of dialogue on Telegram and stuff like that. People are talking about Tomochain. I want to talk about it. It's related to kind of what I've been talking about recently in terms of Zilliqa, Ethereum, Polkadot, alternatives to that piece of shit, which is Ethereum. Sorry if I offend anyone with that. It is so slow and sluggish, it is unbelievable. It is like buying a Ferrari without the engine. It's like putting a Nissan Micra engine into a Ferrari. It makes no freaking sense. So, I want to talk about it in very, very brief detail. This is not a fundamental sort of video. This is a when to invest in terms of chart analysis, because I think a lot of people on my channel already like this and know this and want to be a part of this. And a lot of people are always asking, when do I invest in something like this? It's already moon or whatever. Obviously, we don't know what the market's going to do. That's fundamental flaw number one. This market is a beast. My top tip to anyone, if you want to write this down, is always be in the market, but always be prepared to have more in case we drop, i.e. buy lower. Okay, if you've done your research and you are happy with a project, it shouldn't matter how low it goes. A lot of people sell at bottoms because they panic. Not good. So it is an efficient blockchain powered by proof of stake voting center. So basically a POS system, very, very legendary in that way. It is fast. It is on mainnet. It obviously has a Tomo X protocol DEX, which is very, very similar to ZilSwap. In my opinion, I think ZilSwap will be better due to the fact that it has obviously economical bridges with the Ethereum network, which is a bit better than what this has due to the fact of the stable currency on Binance with Zilliqa. Anyways, enough of that. But in terms of this, it's a very, very good alternative in my opinion. It all depends on you though, as a person, as an individual. It's all about the multiples, in my opinion. We talked about this yesterday in my VIP chat in why Ethereum for me is overvalued in terms of the prospect of it. I know I'm going to sound a bit stupid saying this, but for me, Ethereum's number 2. It's $355 at the time of recording. All-time high was $1,400. So what we're talking, roughly what, 4, 8, 12, we're looking at roughly about 5x gain from point A to B, as in all-time high. But when you look at the likes of Tomochain, Zilliqa, Polkadot, even Tron, places like that, the multiples are higher. And this is why I want to come onto this video in terms of when to invest, what can we look for in terms of opportunity versus the likes of Ethereum as an alternative, as competition. So all being well and good, please obviously do your research. If you do want a full-on video, a full-on presentation of what this physically is and how it works and all kinds of stuff, let me know in the comments. I am not a holder. I'm not related to this at any form, whatever. It's just content because people are asking for it. That's reason being. And I do listen to people. If I genuinely think something's decent, I will cover it. I just want to make that clear. A lot of people go, cover this, cover that. And I'm going, no, it's crap. It's my channel at the end of the day. I do not want to publish something that is really, really bad and which could do an exit scam. I don't think Tomo will, but that's my overall opinion. So let's do a top to bottom analysis of the price. Now we're going to use a Binance chart because it's obviously the most obvious. We'll just do it from, well, essentially, yeah, we'll just do the Tether one because people like round numbers. In terms of all-time high, I'm underprepared. Apologies. Bear with me. Just talk amongst yourselves while I find it out because I can't physically remember what the all-time high was of Tomochain. By the way, a quick question. You can ask, what the fuck? What the fucking shite is this? Oh, are you as confused as me? What have they done? They've broken this, haven't they? Ah, I was going to say, what do you prefer? CoinGecko, Paprika, or, not the spice, or this, or CoinMarketCap? Because for me, I think Binance have totally broken it. I really do. I think they've totally shut on it. Anyways, moving on. So with this historical data, all-time high was $2. Fuck me. $2.27 in a bear market, which is pretty cool. We're currently obviously down from there, obviously. All-time low. Oof. Wow. So, yeah, cool. Happy days. That's all I wanted to know. Just to kind of see where we are. So, we're currently at 87 cents. So, cool. Happy days. You're probably thinking, what is this idiot doing? If you're a new subscriber, you're probably thinking, oh, I'm an idiot. I'm a clown. Yeah, I know. So, what we'll do, we'll look at weekly. Now, the weekly is at a key level. It has obviously hit a level here. You can see here it's going backwards in time here, right? So what we're going to do, weekly level on these wicks here, in my opinion, the 2 wicks there, that's an obvious level, right? That for me is a good clear indication. Now I want to see roughly where this is actually on the fib. Good confluence. So chances to buy is probably nowish in my opinion, but just be careful. Obviously there's a long way to go here in terms of where it's been. That would indicate possibly undervalued, but also you got to look at this as support levels. But the top tip that you need to remember with all of this, before you do any research, before you do anything, is how much can you risk? Then you got to think, well, I like this coin, cool. Buy a little bit at certain points. Now this is what we're going to do here. Write these key levels down because these are going to be very, very important in the long term. So other weekly level, obviously the top here, kind of obvious. And we're going to put one more in the middle and we're going to look at this level here. Why? Because it has been resistance before. It all obviously is now. So that is a key level, which is roughly $1.10, give or take. If we go down to the daily time frame now, we can kind of just about roughly, we'll move it up a little bit, make it nice and neat. We'll probably say psychological levels. So that is what we've got, weekly levels, right? But we have got daily levels to contend with as well. Obviously where we are right now, this is a key level. Look at where all these body structures are. We've got obviously we've got support all the way through. There has been support and we've also been resistance as well, going for a retest. So key levels here, obviously it is in an uptrend as it stands from this point, from the start of September, in high, high, low, high, low, where we're going upwards. In my opinion, just be careful though, because a rejection from this level could indicate that it could come down and we could be actually in a bigger trend where it's actually high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, potentially lower low. So just be careful, obviously. So with all that data in mind, you've got to look, well, where can we actually invest? So when you like zoom out a little bit more, obviously we've got a lot of price data below this level. If we reject and we go below this weekly level, you'll probably be like this, rubbing your hands together because you're thinking, fucking yes, let's get more and more and more. Because you've got to think long term. If this is a competitor to Ethereum and it does well and obviously it grows as it should in terms of fundamentals, all kinds of good stuff, you're going to be looking at certain levels. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to look at certain levels where we can keep an eye on. You write them down, keep them in your mental head, and you obviously invest a bit lower. Obviously key levels. So when we start looking a little bit lower than that, we've obviously got this key level here, which is basically the 41 cent mark, which is obvious little level here. That's so obvious. Yeah. We're going to look at that level there. Now people always, and a few people do actually come onto my Twitter and apologize and say, whoa, hold on a minute, what are you seeing? Because I did a video on, I think I did Cardano and I did VeChain and I did another one of this. And people genuinely, and I was kind of impressed that people remembered, they came and apologized because they wrote a comment saying it's never going to happen, and it did happen. Psychological levels in any market can happen no matter what you ultimately think. You could be the most bullish person ever on any asset, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? Because you've done your research. But price action will go with the market. Remember that. So we've got two situations here. in my opinion, we've got a longer term downtrend as it stands right now, but we've got a short term uptrend, if that makes sense. It's going to come to a head at some point. So what have we got here? I'll highlight this. I've already kind of talked about it. We've got an obvious level here, an obvious top, right? There's no point me even doing that. Top, rejection, possible rejection, retest, right? If this is, and this is what I'm going to show you now, if this is a rejection from, say, from this impulse all the way down to this level, I might shock you a little bit with this. I don't mean to, but when you look at this impulse level here from this weekly, we've obviously found level down here. We've bounced. We've went all the way up to the 618. The next swing level is, in my opinion, 52 cents and maybe even 32 cents. Now you're probably thinking I'm a fucking idiot, but that is where the price levels lie. That is if it goes incredibly bearish, by the way. Incredibly bearish. Make sure you write that down. Now, with that in said, that would indicate that it has rejected, bearish pressures taken over, the altcoin market has kind of went on a bit of a slump, elections have taken place, all kinds of horrible stuff, cool. You will then start stacking your buy orders here. 52 cents. Why? Look at the confluence between that level here and the fib with the start of this, where this wick was, and all the way across. It's been support and resistance throughout. That is a key level, right? 52 cents. Boom, write it down. That is just below the weekly level where it wicks in. Obviously, happy days, it goes into that level. 32 cents is always going to be a key level as well. Why? Because look at it. Again, support, resistance, resistance all the way across in terms of that level price structure. That is a fib level, a one that I've kind of made up, by the way. That is, if you're wondering, that is not what you find in a textbook. I just like the number. It's half of that number. Anyways, moving on. So that is key. And what have we got here? Now, is it a coincidence that this wick has literally topped out where this minus 0.168 is? No, because it is all confluence between psychological levels. Now, that is the extreme level. 12 cents. It's been the bottom before, it might be the bottom again. We don't know. So obviously, if you've got spare cash and you're thinking, I want to buy Tomochain and it looks like shit, everything's dying, but it's still good, I like it, just buy it. What's wrong with that? Anyways, so what I would suggest as a human being, as a person, look for a retest of support levels, in my honest opinion. If you want to go for a risk, go for it, because in my opinion, we're going to do the bullish scenario in a second, there is still obviously room to grow here, huge room to grow, right? If you are thinking long term and you want to put a little bit in now, there's nothing wrong with that. But always be prepared for a lower price action. Why? Because this is starting to look a bit bearish, in my opinion. If this does not break structure, we're going to obviously get a better structure coming, but we need to start breaking structure. We need to start showing patterns of obviously bullish nature, withstanding, carry on. But there's nothing wrong with buying at weekly levels. Weekly levels is the best place to buy, in my honest opinion. Same with if you're looking to sell. If you've seen this, you go, oh my God, it's tanking. And it's like, oh, weekly level, okay, it's resistance. Oh, it's looking a bit weak. Oh, fuck it, let's get out of it. That's the places where you sell as well, in my opinion. Especially if you see weakness. Anyways, that is obviously the weekly level structure. That is what it looks like. But let's look bullish. Pump it, bitch. And weirdo. Anyways, when you look bullish, obviously the 4 levels you want to look at. Why? We've already hit the 618 level, which is obviously key. This could be the perfect retracement. It could be. It might not be though. What could happen now is it could just carry on trickling up, breaking structure and carry on going. That could indicate maybe a $2 level and a $2.44. We've obviously been higher than that in terms of previous price data, but that would indicate a great move. If that is current price levels up to that level, obviously 71%, 126% and 178%, give or take. So that is where it could go long term in terms of the eyes of the psychological levels, $2 and $2.44. But we've got to be careful though, because the whole market does, go with the likes of Bitcoin. If we're looking more short term, obviously, and we're looking at this level as well, and let's just say we do zoom in and we're just looking at this micro intra-week sort of level basically, or intra-month, whatever, and we're going from this swing low, which is the start of the move, oopsie, dear me, man, up to this top level here, and it does retrace, and it has retraced to the 50%. It also aligns to certain key levels as well. Obviously, this is a top, move across, hello, top, weekly level, key level, look at that as resistance, And then obviously you've got this level here where it stopped and turned around previously. So we've got a lot of scenarios there in terms of that. But for me, if you're looking shorter term and you're looking to just get in because you like the investment, look a little bit closer to home to this level. If this rejects, by the way, on this daily resistance level, which is possible, you're going to find some better orders coming in at around 79 cents, 74 cents and 69 cents. But for me, look at the overall picture. Look at what the overall trend is saying. If this is a daily trend, and I mean this in the nicest possible way, if this is a daily trend and it is a rejection from this weekly level up here, oh God, why is that being a bit silly? If that is a case where it has hit the 618 and it does retest this level, that is a great place to buy 52 cents. So just be careful in terms of what, but there's nothing wrong with laddering in, nothing wrong with just gradually just buying. Look at where things have been in the past, where things have stopped and turned around, all kinds of good stuff, and jump in. So when to invest? Look at 50 cents, look at 41 cents, look at what is just below at 70 cents, look at this weekly level at 62 cents. They are the optimum places. Why? A lot of people do kind of go, it carried on going up. Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the best way to buy into any asset is low to where the reward is. And I get a lot of people go, it carried on going. Well, if it carries on going, it carries on going. You look for the next opportunity, you wait. Simple as that. You know, very, very simple, man. It does carry on going up. Look at that. People buying these tops at $1.50, and where did it end up? Well, it ended up $1 lower. So it's all in the mind. So there you go. Today's video done. Nice, quick, easy, simple. Very, very nice little project in my opinion. But yeah, give it a whirl.